That's what it's all about, our great American flag. Many veterans have died to protect our freedom. That flag needs to be respected, not burned. You should stand for the flag, not kneel. That flag represents this great country of ours. People need to respect our great American flag in this country. Okay, this is a review of the Apimaye beehive. Comes from Turkey. It's a well-insulated hive, which is good for northern part of the states, southern parts of the states where it's really hot. The R value is 6.83, so it has a pretty decent R value. My other hives, I wrap them in pink board, but this is the way to go. And if you actually broke down the cost of a standard wood hive, a decent one, they run about 140, but by the time you buy a bottom screen board for it, if you buy the bottom frame, add a couple different things, the top feeder, by the time you add all that up, it's pretty close to the same cost as the Apimaye. Solid. Thing weighs like 48 pounds empty. I have no frames, no foundations in it. So we'll take a look here. If you notice down here at the bottom, I'm sure you can see it. Unlock them, allow the bees in and out. The bottom holes are for the bees. The single hole, which you see right here, there's two of them. Those are for the drones, so when the queen goes out on a mating flight, the drones can get out too and get a little action there from her. So that's nice, and you can close these down to whatever you want. So if it's really cold out, you can slide them down to keep a smaller opening so it doesn't get as cold. The other thing also is basically the mouse guard is built into it, so we don't have to worry about mice coming and going. This is just so you can slip a card in there, because each hive has to be numbered and kept track of and what have you, so that's basically what that's for. These here open up fully. Queen, drones, everybody can come and go. Open it up for the tiny slot. That's for the foragers to go out and get what they need. And then, of course, you can flip it this way. That's just strictly for ventilation. And there's two of them, one on each brood box. This has technically this could be a brood box. This could be a super. However, honey weighs generally 30 pounds for a medium super, which I will show you because that's extra. It doesn't come with this set. This set comes with it exactly like you see it. The top is ventilated. There's vents here. There's ventilation in the back of it. It has carrying handles on both sides, so you can carry it. It's extremely heavy though, 50 pounds empty. And it locks, so you can undo the latches. So you can get into it. Obviously, this is the top, which is also well insulated, so that's very nice. The wall behind me, the reason it's insulation is I'm in the garage, as you can tell, and I haven't drywalled it. Electricals ran, but I have to drywall it and do what have it. What's nice about the Apimaye is it comes with two built-in feeders with covers. And what you do is, like, okay, what I just dropped on the floor here, grab those. You can tell it's real, but I didn't pay attention. Anyway, if you're feeding, what makes this handy is you can feed liquid and dry at the same time. So that's very handy. As you can see, this is the top. and put the liquid in here or the dry, and the covers go on. If you look at them, you can see where it says candy, and the other one says syrup. And obviously, like if you use syrup, you can see, or rather candy, you can see that the opening is, well, maybe you can't see, is larger. So the bees can come right up through it, climb out, climb into it, shout out. In order for, you want, if you use it for honey, or for syrup, or candy, just face the label outward. Like that's candy, so you face it like that, and that's for candy. It allows the bees to pass up through here and get inside of it. Flip it the other way, it's for syrup, and they can't get in and drown themselves. As you can see, the hole remains small, so they can climb up inside here, and they can climb down in this, and they can get some syrup. So that's really a nice feature. And like I said, it has a dry, 2 feeders. They're both exactly the same, so you can feed one side with wet, one side with dry, which is very nice, very handy. Unless you want to use sugar water or syrup. So that's really a very nice, handy feature. These just drop right in. Simple. All right, put that aside. And like I say, there's 2 of them. It holds, I believe, a gallon or gallon and a half of syrup if you use syrup, or your 2-to-1 sugar water, or your 1-to-1 sugar water. This is, it comes with spacers, so you can perfectly, there's no frames in it now, but you can put these spacers on there to perfectly space your frames. There's obviously 2 for the top, 2 for the bottom. So that's pretty handy also. Now the latches, one thing that's nice about this is the latches have, well, hold on a second here. I'll show you what this is in a minute. But what's nice about this is the latches have a lower and an upper. What that's for, if you use the queen excluder, you can use the bottom one is for the queen excluder. If no queen excluder, then you use the top latch. So you can see, just a simple, but even this is kind of heavy. So you can imagine if you use this as your super, your honey super, trying to lift it when it's full of honey. The medium one, which is pretty much what everybody uses, the medium one is can weigh 30 plus pounds when it's full of honey. So you can imagine this one weighing upwards of 50 pounds of honey, and that's why these large supers are the brood box. Some people use them, some don't. They can be extremely heavy. All right, we'll set that down out of the way. This, it comes with, everything I'm showing you comes with. This is the queen excluder. What the queen excluder does is it allows your worker bees to pass through these slats, but they're too small for the queen to get through. So let's say she's laying her brood down here, and you have the brood box, and you don't want, you're collecting honey, so you don't want larvae, eggs to be laid up in your top box. The queen excluder prevents her from coming into the top and laying brood on your honey supers. So that's a very, very handy feature. So I would say probably most people use these. Okay, now we turn this around, because it comes with the bottom board as you see it here. We turn this around, slide your bottom tray out. Well, you don't want to slide the whole tray out here. This is, well, I'll have to tip it up. It allows you to catch your pollen, because when bees come and go, a lot of times they drop their pollen, so you can collect it on this here. It's a collector. When you remove the pollen collector, what you want to do, take this and slide it in just like that, and now nobody can come in and out of the bottom. As you can see, this is screened. What that does is it allows beetles and mites to fall through the screen, out through the bottom, and you slide your tray out. This is your pollen collector tray. Slide your tray out, and so your beetles in that, your mites in that fall down through, and then you pull this out. You can clean it, and you can also put a small amount of oil in the bottom of this, or the diatomaceous, I know I'm pronouncing that wrong, earth, sticky, whatever you want to put in here, you can put in here. But once the mites and the beetles fall through, they cannot get back out, which is nice. So that's kind of a natural way to help fend off predators. And then you just slide it back in. This is your pollen tray. This catches your pollen and drop it. You don't want to leave that in all the time. The screen here allows the beetles to fall through the openings and not be a problem. So this basically, when you have it in here, it would fit like that. So your pollen catcher, your tray, and like I say, you can put oil in it if you want, a small amount of oil. You can't put that much in it, maybe 1/16 of an inch, but that's enough to drown the beetles, and they're not going to get out. And the same thing with the mites. And just like I say, it weighs pretty good in itself. So, okay, I should probably put it back together, right? So it's pretty simple. Pull your plug out. And you'd really be surprised. Oh, also too, this is food grade. So obviously, if you're going to be producing honey in that, you want to use food grade plastic, which is nice. Slide it in. Slide in your tray. Oops. You can see I missed. But trying to do this on top of another box makes it a little bit more difficult. Then you can slide your tray back in. There we go. And I'll show you how to add I don't have any frames below side here. This takes the standard Langstroth frames. I will get one. I should have had all this set up, but no, I couldn't do that. That would make too much sense. And we'll go 2 different sizes here as I tear everything up. This is your 9-inch, a little bigger than 9-inch, 9 3/8 or 9 5/8. This is the frame, actually, right here. The one part is your frame. This is the foundation. People can get that very mixed up easily because you can buy the frames without the foundations. These foundations happen to be coated in beeswax, so there's more of a chance of your bees starting to comb it out sooner. And you can see they just fit right down in there, no problem. Well, this one's falling apart because I didn't finish putting it together. So, kind of missed on the staples there. So, anyway, so what are you going to do? I'm not going to take and retape it just because my frame fell apart, because that's something real that could actually happen to you. These frames, when I put them together, I do not believe I glued them. Usually I glue them because they don't come assembled. You can buy them assembled though. Yeah, generally, if you buy them assembled, you can buy them assembled with the foundation already in them. I've done that. I don't have any handy, but I have done that. But when you put the frames together, I use wood glue, a water wood glue, so the moisture doesn't, decay the glue. And then I run generally 2 staples in the top, 1 in each side. Same thing here. And that way there, if you staple, basically there's, 6 staples? Yeah, I use 3 on the bottom, 3 on the other bottom, and 3 or 5 on the top. But in a way, not staples, I'm sorry. I use brad nails, which work really good with the wood glue. It's not going to fall apart like this one did. So keep that in mind. And I'll do another thing on frames when I'm putting them together, and I'll let you know the size brad nails that I do use. All right, we'll set this baby aside. The queen excluder will go, you can put it here, your next level, it doesn't matter where you put it. It's all up to you as to how you're going to do your bees. You can see, bam, they fit together. Now, because I took the queen excluder out, you use the top latch for it. And there you go, locked together. I'll spin it around so you can see the front of it. And you know what, I'll even spin it around to it holds, this is a standard 10 frame, so it holds 10 frames.